Food allergy is a public health issue in Canada. Almost 600,000 Canadian children under the age of 18 have food allergies. If your child has been diagnosed with a food allergy, you may wonder, will they grow out of this naturally? Joining us now with more is pediatric allergist Dr. Anne-Marie. Thank you for coming in.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
So let's start with the basics. Why do allergies happen, and how come kids seem to be so much more susceptible than grown-ups?
Yeah, so, depending on the age, it's genetic, right? It's a combination of genetic and environmental. And so it is possible for certain kids to outgrow allergies, and it really depends on the food. So for example, milk and egg are the most common allergies, and you know what? Luckily, they're the most commonly outgrown. But something like peanut, it has like maybe a 20% outgrow rate. So it does depend on the food.
So what is it about peanuts that makes them stick more as an allergen compared to something like eggs? Do we know the science under that?
Yeah, so it depends on the protein, actually. So different proteins are found in the food. So some of them are more degradable, heat stable. And so depending on the type of protein that's there, they kind of stick more.
And so is there testing that you can get to find out whether you're starting to outgrow an allergy or whether you're on that trajectory? Or is it just sort of a wait and find out?
Yeah, no, that's a great question because I get this question all the time. There are different things that we can do to look at the allergens. So the first thing is skin prick testing. So for example, we lay it on the arm, you can get hives where you have allergies. The other one is doing something called blood IgE testing. So we'll look in the blood and see the levels of your allergen, and we can track that with time to see, is it getting better or worse? But the official gold standard is actually coming into the practice, sitting there and eating what you're allergic to and seeing if you react or not.
What is that like for you as a doctor to have a kid who's been allergic to peanuts sit there and have a peanut butter sandwich? I guess it's probably not a whole sandwich.
Actually, it is a whole sandwich.
Is it?
Yeah, well, we want the patient to be comfortable going out in the world and having a peanut butter sandwich,
But
right?
are you just standing there with an EpiPen just ready to go? Or what?
Yeah, I mean, theoretically, yes. I say my job is 99% chill and feeding kids, and then 1%, oh my goodness, EpiPen, here I come. But yeah, it is scary for me, but it's more scary for the patients and getting them to overcome that fear. So it's that relationship with the patients and having these children trust me.
Yeah, I've talked to kids who used to be allergic to things, and even though they're foods that all the kids around them love, they don't like them because they've just had this relationship with them their whole lives of fear.
It's so true. It's the fear part.
And how do you help the kids get past that fear? How do you help them grow out of that?
Yeah, so, there's no kind of cure for food allergy, but some things that you can do to reduce your reaction risk is something called food immunotherapy. So that involves the patient coming in a medical setting, giving a little bit of what they're allergic to over time, and sometimes we can desensitize them to that so that their reactions aren't as severe. And there's some cool things coming down the pipeline in the US already, some medications that can actually be used for food allergy. So really excited to see what the future holds there.
What's your advice to parents if you've got a kid with an allergy? Should they be trying little bits of exposure, or should they just be avoiding it at all costs and getting medical help to do anything like that? Yeah,
so it depends on the type of food. There are things called egg and milk ladders where they can do it at home. But no, we recommend being in a clinic because if the patient reacts, of course, we have the medical training and ability to treat them. It just wouldn't be as safe to do something like that at home unless, facilitated with a medical practitioner.
And what about adults, right? So what if I'm an adult and I've got a penicillin allergy that I actually don't know if I'm still allergic to it or not, but as a kid I was told I had this.
Yeah.
If I wanted to move past that, is there a way for adults to get past their allergies?
Yeah, so first of all, the drug allergy is a whole world. I hope we can talk about that one day, but most people aren't actually allergic to penicillin. In terms of the foods, yeah, so there are some adults that do desensitization, but generally food allergies that come in adulthood are harder to outgrow. So it's not as, the immune system is not as flexible as in children.
Yeah, kids, they're just more flexible in every single possible way.
Exactly.
Thank you so much for your time today.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.